Hey guys, today on Everyday Alchemy I'm going to be showing you in an instructional video how to make my custom hot spinach artichoke dip Grecian style. I'll be adding a protein to it, which makes it more of a meal, which is a lot of fun. When replicating this dish, you need to keep in mind that I film the entire thing in front of a camera. Now, when you're trying to replicate it, instead of writing down all of my instructions, you may want to install what's known as a kitchen PC. Now, putting a laptop on your table would be a health risk and a problem, but if you mount something like an iPod or an iPad to watch my video on, you should be able to replicate this really simply in a hands-free kind of way, and that would be cool. I'm going to start off by telling you that this is my mixing bowl. You'll need one of these and a spoon. Also going to need some kind of plating dish, and then the most important thing you're going to need is the ingredients. This dip is based in kind of a fatty base. I have here a half cup of mayonnaise and a half cup of sour cream. Those are easy to get and easy to prep into bowls. I also use spinach. It's chopped spinach that's been dried and squeezed. You want to get as much of the water out of it as possible. Here I have about 3/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. The cheese is important because it adds heaviness to the dish and really brings it together. It's almost like the glue. I've also got a combination of feta and Parmesan, which I'll be using as a topping after the dish is prepared. I have my artichoke hearts. Now, to get your artichoke hearts this consistency, you can do it one of two ways. You can either go out and buy artichoke hearts quartered in a can and then drain them, squeeze them, and blend them, or you can use them quartered as they are if you want a thicker consistency to your dip. The other thing that I'm doing is I'm making lamb. I've already made this lamb. It was very simple to make. It's just coating the lamb in olive oil, salt, and pepper, coating it with a little bit of lemon, and this is a delicious dish on its own, but I took that and after I prepared it, I diced it into these smaller cubes, and these are just lovely little lamb cubes that I'll be adding to this dish and using to make it more of a meal and less of an appetizer. It brings a certain uniqueness to my recipe as opposed to others that I've seen. Other seasonings you're going to need are a lemon freshly squeezed and garlic powder to taste. This is only a little bit of garlic powder because I don't like a lot of garlic. There's recently been a chef called Chef John who took the base for the spinach artichoke dip, which is, in my case, mayonnaise and sour cream, and made the dish a lot healthier by substituting it entirely with other kinds of fluffier cheeses like Parmesan, and when he baked them and whipped them, he ended up with a much healthier dish. I'm not too terribly worried about that, and I like the cheese base, but if you're looking for a more health-conscious dish, you can do it that way. Alright, now for the assembly of this dish, we're going to start off by taking the sour cream, putting that in our mixing bowl. Then I'm going to take my mayonnaise, add that. Next we have the main players for the dish, which are really the cheese, the artichokes, and the spinach. Those are the real heroes of the dish. The artichoke hearts again are minced, so they blend in very nicely. If yours are quartered, just dump them in. Spinach is dry, that's important. Then I like to give that a good mix, try and even out the consistency of it before I come in. And that's sort of the color and consistency you're looking for at this point. I'm going to add some of my lemon juice. I strain it through my fingers to prevent seeds from getting in. That should be plenty. And the garlic powder, again to taste, you can use more or less of this. And then I'm going to add my lamb, which is cooked medium rare and is just perfect. Some of the ingredients, like the artichokes specifically, have some serious health benefits, like they contain the chemical silymarin, which will help with liver problems of many varieties, And both the spinach and the artichoke have antioxidants in them. This is a good vegetarian dish. If you want to leave out the lamb, you have a really healthy vegetarian dish that you can serve to any sort of party, and you don't have to worry about allergies for the most part. And it's just a simple dish to make. Alright guys, when you're taking your finished mixed hot spinach artichoke dip from your mixing bowl to your plating dish, there are a couple of recipes out there that recommend greasing your dish. This dish gives off a natural amount of grease, so even though Paula Deen says to use Pam, other chefs like Alton Brown, who are far more science savvy, say that that's ridiculous, and we're going to forget this, and we'll be dishing straight from the mixing bowl into the baking dish, after which I will put this in the oven for about 20 minutes. It's important not to overcook this, and I'll be doing that at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. If when I take it out it has a nice crust to it, I'll know that it's been done properly, and we can start plating, and I'll show you how to serve this. You want this to be even around the edges like so, and the same thickness throughout, and that looks just ready to go in the oven. It's been exactly 22 minutes since I put this in my oven at 350 on convection bake. Now when I come to take it out, you can see that it's bubbling a little bit on the edges and slowly in the center. Here we've got a nice brown crust on the top, which is exactly what we're looking for. I'm going to take this over to plate it now. Here's my finished plating of the hot spinach artichoke dip with lamb as a protein additive, and it just turned out wonderful. I've got my feta cheese and Parmesan mix, which has been crumbled, and I like to put that in the center just because it accents the dish nicely and makes it look more professional. Over here on the edge I've got my sun-dried Mediterranean tomatoes. I use this brand. You can use whatever kind of tomatoes you want. It adds a little bit of a coolness to the heft of the dip itself so that you can switch back and forth. I'm plating with bagel crisps, New York style ones. You can use anything from Tostito chips to actual slices of baguettes if you want something softer. As you can see, these break and crunch pretty easily, which is nice for dipping. I'm going to show you real quick that this doesn't stick to the edge. You can see there that this is why I didn't use Pam. It's got enough natural grease in the dish. I'm going to taste it real quick. When you open it up, it should be lighter on the inside than it is on that top crust. Make sure you get a little bit of that top crust. That's just fantastic. I want to thank you for watching this video, and I hope you try this dish on your own soon. When you do, I'd love to get your opinions on any variations or just how you liked it. Drop those in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.